Listening Library presents Star Darlings, Scarlet Discovers True Strength by Shayna Muldoon Zappa and Ahmet Zappa. Read for you by Kyla Garcia.
Prologue. So you're saying Vega heard from her? Cross my stars. A holotext. She got it last night. Well, what did it say? Where has she been this whole time? Is she in Starland City? Did she run away? Scarlet recognized the Star Darlings' voices outside her window immediately. She didn't have to peer down, but she did. She could also tell right away that they were talking about her. How dare they? Was all she could think. Scarlet was perched up in the loft of her dorm room. Her new dorm room, a place that, these star days, she seldom left. It had all happened so fast it still felt like yesterday. Lady Stella's informing her that her being assigned to the Star Darlings was all a starmendous and most unfortunate mistake, and that, as a result, she would need to be reassigned to a new dorm room, so her replacement, some meek-looking orange-haired first-year student, could move into hers. At first, Scarlet had looked at that, at least, as the silver lining, since she and her roommate Leona had been bickering. But it didn't take long for her to realize that there would never, in a moonium star years, be any silver linings to the cloud she had found herself in. It didn't say where Scarlet's been, unfortunately. That tinkly voice belonged to Cassie. Scarlet gazed down at the top of the first-year student's silver-white pigtailed head. She and her roommate, Sage, were walking along the path between their Little Dipper dorm building and the Big Dipper dorm, where third and fourth years like Scarlet lived. Scarlet couldn't help smiling as she thought how clueless they were. She was right there, just 2 floors above them, and they had no idea. All the holotext said, Cassie went on, was for Vega to meet her in the hedge maze, which makes me wonder if Scarlet's still here at school. Sage tossed her long lavender hair dramatically from one shoulder to the other, a habit that had always made Scarlet roll her eyes. I don't know, Sage said. If Scarlet was at school, don't you think she'd go to classes? I mean, she's already been kicked out of the Star Darlings. Does she want to get kicked out of school, too? Kicked out? She nearly leaned out to yell, I was not kicked out. She wasn't kicked out, said Cassie. Thank you, thought Scarlet. Cassie always had seemed a little smarter than the rest. Exactly. I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. Mistakes happen, I guess, Sage said. She shrugged and retossed her hair. Mistakes? Thought Scarlet. Mistakes? Accidentally using your roommate's toothlight was a mistake. Being told that you, in fact, weren't Star Darling's material? That wasn't a mistake. It was just plain wrong. I don't know. Below, Cassie slowed to a stop, pulling Sage with her. Their arms were linked, as starling arms usually were when they walked together. What? Said Sage. It's just... so many strange things are going on. There's poor Leona, ruining her wish pendant and not getting a power crystal when her mission was otherwise such a success. Well, wasn't that her fault? She never used her special powers. I know, but to ruin your wish pendant? Cassie shook her head. Above, Scarlet nodded sympathetically. Leona's ruined wish pendant didn't come close, of course, to Scarlet's losing her place as a Star Darling, but it had to hurt. And then, of course, there are those flowers. Cassie went on. Have you noticed, by the way, that we aren't fighting anymore? Oh, Cassie. A laugh bubbled out of Sage as she started to pull Cassie forward. You and your conspiracy theories. You are too cute. Really, you are. Chapter 1. Hello! Scarlet turned from the window at the sound of a reedy, shrill voice calling from below. She slid from the window seat and peered down the stairs. "Who's there?" she said cautiously, not sure she wanted to know. As she started down the curving ladder, a starling came into view. It was a woman. An old woman, Scarlet could tell immediately, grinning and bent over a crystal-tipped cane. "Hello?" Scarlet said. Her eyes swept the room uneasily for a glimpse of her roommate, Mira. Excuse me," she said, not finding her. "But how did you get in?" Usually Scarlet was the one sneaking up on people, not the other way around. Plus, as far as she knew, the only way to open the door was by using the palm scanner outside. Then it had to approve you. So how did the woman get in? Can I help you?" The little old starling craned her neck to peer up at Scarlet.
"Why, hello and star salutations, dearie,"
she said sweetly. Her voice cracked with age. Wire-rimmed star-shaped glasses rested halfway down her nose, and silvery lilac curls framed her pinched but pleasant face.
"As a matter of fact, you can. I'm looking for my granddaughter, Mira. The bot guard at the front told me this was her room."
Oh. That made a little more sense. Scarlet guessed family members' hands must work on the palm scanners, too. Not that she would know. After 2.5 star years at Starling Academy, her own family had still never visited her. Not once. The only time Scarlet saw her parents was when she met them on tour. They were classical musicians and composers, famous throughout Starland for their otherworldly sounds and scores. Scarlet's mother played the halo harp, her father the violin, and they traveled star year-round throughout Starland, recording holo albums and selling out the most prestigious concert halls. Even when they played in Starland City, Starland's capital and the home of Starling Academy, rehearsals and interviews kept them so busy that Scarlet always had to go to them. Their schedules were simply too full to fit in a visit to the school. Growing up, Scarlet had toured Starland with her parents, living out of suitcases, staying in 5-star hotels. In between shows, her mother or father, depending on whose turn it was, would tutor her backstage as they tuned their precious instruments. By the time she had reached the age of fulfillment, Scarlet had met every dignitary on Starland, but not many other kids. Scarlet's parents were naturally proud and not surprised when she showed an interest in music. They were astonished, however, when she chose to play the drums and began to wear a lot of black. At first, she just wanted to shock and annoy them and rebel against their stodgy ways. And she succeeded, particularly when she started adding black streaks to her hot pink hair. Soon, though, she found herself loving the drums, and her adopted color, too. Both made her feel strong. Both let her show her feelings without having to say a single word. Still, Scarlet needed more. She needed a life that was truly her own, which was why she had applied to Starling Academy. She was stunned when she got in, and sure she would struggle in her classes, but she found they were easy for her. The only things that were hard were fitting in and making friends.
"What's the matter, dearie?"
The elder starling chuckled.
"Glofer got your tongue?"
"Oh, star apologies," Scarlet said quickly. She was suddenly aware that she probably seemed rude. Yes. Yes, this is Mira's room.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?